Every grape variety has its own distinct profile, and you can prepare descriptions of these using dry notes. But when it comes to tackling the 8 wine flight, dry notes just aren't enough. Hello and welcome to Wine Tutor TV. I'm Tim Wildman, and today we're talking about dry notes, grape profiles and tackling the 8 wine flight. Preparing for practical, dry notes versus grape profiles. Dry notes, pros and cons. Well, what is a dry note? It's a pre-prepared tasting note specific to a grape style or region. The positives: if you're pre-prepared, they're quick to write, you don't have to think, and you're using the appropriate vocabulary. However, there are negatives. Using dry notes can often lead to generic note writing. It limits your ability to adapt and react to the wine in front of you, and it makes the wine fit the note and not the other way round, as it should be. The risk is putting your dry notes down in the answer rather than writing your answer from your tasting notes, which will give you a much more accurate description of the wine in front of you. So here's a better way. Prepare dry notes for grapes and regions, but don't over-rely on them. Prepare and develop an elevated and nuanced vocabulary for structural elements, such as acid and tannin. See Wine Tutor TV video on tasting vocabulary. But also prepare and plan grape profiles for all the major varieties. So, what are grape profiles? They're a list of attributes or characteristics that are unique or common to a specific grape variety. A grape profile should include appearance, aromas, flavours, winemaking aspects, for example affinity to oak or no mallow, qualitative aspects, such as the ability to age and improve, even conceptual aspects, such as the ability to transmit terroir. So let's think of an example. Pinot Noir. What makes Pinot Noir Pinot Noir? Appearance, pale colour, ruby red when young, garnet with age, aromas, red fruits to dark fruits, raspberry, red currant, plum, red cherry, black cherry, can be highly perfumed, with floral notes and spice, gamey, forest floor with age. The palate, often light to medium bodied, silky, velvety tannin, fresh, juicy acidity, an affinity to French oak. The quality can be very high. It can be intense, perfumed, detailed, long, and can age and improve over the long term. Conceptual elements. It has the ability to transmit terroir. It has intense flavour on a light body and distinct regional characteristics. The advantages of using grape profiles instead of dry notes: they allow you to be more flexible and responsive. It helps you to avoid shoehorning dry notes to fit the answer. They provide you with a complete toolbox from which you can select the most appropriate description for the wine in question, and they're highly suitable for the 8 wine flight. The 8 wine flight is increasingly common in a practical exam, partly in response to students coming in with too many pre-prepared dry notes and shoehorning them in. You can prepare 3, 4, even 5 dry notes, but no one has 8. And that's what the 8 wine flight is there to test. It's there to make you write to the wines in front of you. So, how do you tackle it using the grape profile system? Well, first of all, take your tasting notes, using either the grid or the cross system. Then, on a separate piece of paper, write your grape profile. What makes Pinot Pinot? What makes Chardonnay Chardonnay? You should be able to list 10 to 15 points for all the major grape varieties. Then, on your answer sheet, where it will say, state the grape variety with reference to all 8 wines, you start writing. You take evidence from your notes, you then link them to the first few lines of the grape profile, so starting for example with appearance. Then on your answer sheet, you write appearance. Then 1, 2, 3 lines using evidence from the notes. You then move down, evidence for aromas, again from the notes, crossing off the grape profile onto the answer sheet. then the same for palate, and the same for other elements. And this way, you know you've referenced all 8 wines and you've covered off all the main aspects of what makes Pinot Pinot and written a complete and comprehensive answer in the space provided. You should prepare grape profiles for all the major red and white grape varieties that could feature in a 4 to 8 wine flight. So for red, this would be Syrah, Cabernet Sauvignon, Pinot Noir, Grenache or Merlot, and for white, it would be Chardonnay, Sauvignon Blanc, Pinot Gris, Chenin Blanc and Riesling. You should be able to come up with a list of at least 10 to 15 points in grape profiles for all these major varieties. Then, lists of 5 to 10 points for the secondary varieties. Example Tempranillo, Malbec, Viognier, Semillon and so forth. Grape profiles complete your toolkit for the practical tasting exam. See other Wine Tutor TV videos for laterals, 2-glass technique, tasting vocabulary, theory of the practical and timing techniques, and much more. Feel free to send your questions by email or Twitter. Thanks for watching. Study smart, stress less.